Ears, listen to what is being said, because there's going to be some very, very important messages. On that note, my name is Sean. I will be chairman for the evening. And to start the ball rolling very quickly, I'm going to ask the president of the Barbados Labour Party, Christchurch East Central branch, Mr. Wayne Linton, to come and to talk to you and to address you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Wayne Linton.
Good night to the people of Vauxhall. Good night to the people of the hills that we normally say. It is really nice to be here to speak to you tonight on behalf not only of the Barbados Labour Party, but of a man called Ryan Strong. I first met Sean, or Ryan, as I would normally call him, some 3.5 years ago as president of the Christchurch Essential branch. And let me say to you tonight, the people of Vauxhall, what I saw in Ryan Strong, what I felt of Ryan Strong have not changed today. There is no difference that the man has shown me. And I feel proud tonight to be on this platform, not only for the Barbados Labour Party in Vauxhall, but to endorse the man called Ryan Strong. 3.5 years ago, he started his journey. 3.5 years ago, I was on that journey with him, where we had to meet the members of Christchurch Essential, the members of Vauxhall, the members of where we just left Edie Village, and all over this constituency we had to go and find our members. And let me say to you, it was not an easy journey. It was a journey that I thought at one stage that we would have never met before he was nominated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you, to say to you what I have found in a man called Ryan Strong within the last 3.5 years. And I stand before you as testimony that Ryan Strong has not changed one iota from that day to now. He has shown me the humility of a man, the humbleness. When I first met him and I shook his hand, I saw a black boy, I saw a black man that went to Comomere, that went to UE, and also went overseas to advance his studies in economics. I saw a man that came back to his country willing to give back to his country what his country gave to him. That has not changed in Ryan Strong. And after going around finding our members before his nomination, I saw the dedication that Ryan Strong had. A dedication that he wanted to deliver to his people of the constituency of Christchurch Essential, that a man that have had it for 15 years have never yet delivered. This is what I see in Ryan Strong. I remember going to a member's home, and we saw the house separated roughly 2 inches away from the foundation. And this lady was in all kinds of perils. She said to Ryan, I have spoken to the representative. I have done everything possible to have my problem resolved. And I saw then the dedication of Ryan Strong, where Ryan was so disturbed that he walked all around the house that day, that evening, to see exactly what was happening. I could not imagine that a representative was in this area. I could not have done anything for her. That was the humility of the man, the dedication of what I am speaking of. And during this journey of the first 6 months, I saw the vision also of this man. A vision, people of Vauxhall, that he wants to bring to you. A vision to make sure that your children succeed in this world. He is of a vision. He is of a vision of everyone reach the heights that they can. This is why I am here standing before you tonight, the people of Vauxhall, to tell you that you have to go to the polls early whenever the bell is called. God knows when. But we know that it has to be called. And you have to go early to vote for a man called Ryan Strong, to bring back reputation to this constituency, because it has been poor. And you, the people of Vauxhall, it has to begin here. I say again, you have to go to the polls early. You have to go to the polls no later than 10 o'clock, so we would know that it is all wrapped up. Don't depend on a bus service that may break down to bring you from your jobs, knowing that you want to vote for Ryan and setting frustration. You have an hour. Go before you go to your jobs. Go early and vote. And the only person that you can vote at this stage is Ryan Strong, because they have a representative of this constituency, yours and mine. I live in this constituency. I am not from St. Peter. I am not from St. Philip. I am from Christ Church Essential. I am the president of Christ Church Essential Branch. And I know what it is that we are going through in this constituency. I know what it is of collection of garbage. When we see places like Watton, piles and piles and piles of garbage, and then you will see a bobcat coming after stinking out the place, you know. A bobcat coming a day and clean up. I know what it is of the roads that we have to drive on in this constituency. And I want you to understand that a man called Jones sits in the cabinet, not the backbench. He sits in the cabinet. And he does nothing, he has done nothing for this constituency in the last 10 years. He has been a representative of 15, but I say 10. Because he has been part of the government for the last 10. I know what we are feeling tonight. I know the teachers, what the teachers have gone through with this man. A man that was not only a teacher himself, but he has also have been the president of the BUT. I know the insults that he has landed upon the teachers of this constituency. I know about the cracking of heads that he has spoken about, but still want to demonize our children. This is the representative of this constituency, Ronald Jones. I speak no lie of him. I know about the battle for many a months that he went through with Alexandra just to save a pal. $600,000, ladies and gentlemen, of taxpayers' money that it had cost for him to deliver a principal from one school to the next. No solution. That same principal had problems at the school that he was sent to. I know about the 90% of our children, 90% of our children that comes out of school every year without having anything to do. Have not yet been prepared for the world of work. I know the 50% that UE, that was stopped at UE, and he brings crocodile tears to you, saying that, you know, it was not meant to be. He can't do nothing about it. He could have done something about it, the people of Vauxhall. He could have represented you. He could have represented those children, those parents that was at the UE. And he refused to. Every time he goes to cabinet, he votes for the bill. Every time he goes to parliament, he represents and he votes for the bill that hurts us, that drives pain into us. NSRL, he Ronald Jones, voted for it, but still got up in parliament and got on like a black hat. Got on like a black hat. And let me say something to you. I call him a black hat because Ryan says that this platform has to be clean. You understand? So I settled that he got on like a black hat for his 10%. For his 10% that he said that he would give to the people of Barbados. But you know something? It was only 10% that he voted for, you know. It was only 10%. It was retroactive. He voted for a year earlier. This is the man Jones. And ladies and gentlemen, I really don't have the time tonight to deal with him. Because he has not represented this constituency that you and I live in. At this stage, I understand he's sending around either his nephew or his niece to ask you for the vote for him. And I say to you, the people of Vauxhall, Ryan Strachan has come to you as a man. Ryan Strachan have not sent me. Ryan Strachan have not sent his cousin. Ryan Strachan has come to you, the people of Vauxhall, and have asked you for your vote. Your vote. Your vote to make things better in Barbados. And I stand here tonight as testimony that Ryan Strachan will deliver. Ryan Strachan will deliver. I have spoken to you about his humility. I have spoken to you about his dedication. I have spoken to you about his vision. Can you ask anything of Ronald Jones, of those three positions that I brought to you? Huh? I say no. I say no. So as I leave you tonight, the people of Vauxhall, I'm sure that it would not be the last time that I'll be here. I come to you and I say to you, give Ryan Strachan your vote. Whenever the bell rings, God knows it has to be wrong. And I said to you, give Ryan Strachan the vote. Give Ryan Strachan the vote to help you, the people of Christchurch Essential. Give Ryan Strachan the vote for Miamonli to put this country back in the position that it was 10 years ago. It is going to take time, but we will do it. Good night to you, people of Vauxhall. God bless you all. And remember, go to the polls early. Thank you.
All aboard? Yeah. You ready to roll? Yeah. Can I talk just a little bit?
Thank you so much, Bean. Thank you very much, Bean. Very robust and spirited contribution tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got it full and we got it packed. Now, interestingly enough, Wayne made the point about what Ryan is bringing and what Ryan can contribute and how and what he can do. Now, I want to give you just a very, very short synopsis of something that happened with myself and Ryan. And this conversation that happened was related to this whole question of the tuition fees being imposed at university. Most of the people that I spoke to said, well, hey, it is just a $5,000 bill, but the majority of the rest of the money is actually being paid by the government. But I just want y'all to understand the depth of Ryan Strachan and his ability to take and to break down the impact of something as simple as $5,000. I want you to understand this man's ability to help me, as I will do now, to help you to understand just how serious, how deleterious the effects of $5,000 at university and the impact that that has on people in this very community, Vauxhall and otherwise. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, that in order to get into UE, you got maybe about 7 or so CXCs. A number of our students got the 7 or 8. They applied to go into university, but what happened? They were accepted, but the parents could not afford the $5,000 or $6,000, which is the same tuition fees. Do you know that as a result of that, those children who had 7 and 8 CXCs decided, well, look, we are not going to stay at home and do anything. We're going to go to Barbados Community College because we want to keep busy. When they did that, they presented themselves to Barbados Community College with 7 and 8 CXCs. You know what happened? The children now who got 5 and 6 CXCs were not able to get into community college because they were competing with the same ones that had 7 and 8 that would otherwise have gone to university. This is the breakdown that Ryan explained to me, the trickle-down effect, the impact. Because as soon as that happened, those children who got 5 and 6 CXCs, they could not get into Barbados Community College. So you know what they did? They applied to Polytechnic. Now normally you'll be able to use maybe 3 or 4 CXCs to get into Polytechnic. But as a result of the children who were displaced and could not get into community college, having applied at the Polytechnic, what happened? Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, brothers and sisters, these students that would normally have gotten into Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic with their 3 or 4 CXCs, they're now competing with the children who would have gotten into community college. So I hope you see what is happening, the trickle-down effect, to the extent now where the children who would normally get into Samuel Jackman Prescott, what they did, they ended up now having to go and apply at the skills training. So the students who only got 1 or 2 CXCs who would have gone to skills training, now also competing with people who would have gone normally to Samuel Jackman Prescott. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, as Ryan explained it to me, is the effect of imposing tuition fees at university. It didn't just affect people at university, it trickled all the way down. So right now we have young people who got 1 or 2 CXCs and can't even get into skills training. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, as I said, the brilliance of the man, Ryan Strong, who, as your candidate, and with your help, the next representative for this constituency, will be able to use those talents to bring our economy back on fire. On that note, it gives me great pleasure to announce and to invite none other than a homegrown, a gentleman who has also benefited from university education and has gone on to make a wonderful impact on the world and in the region. I speak none other than Mr. Chad Blackman. As I say, he's homegrown. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask him to come and address you. Please give him a round of applause. Homegrown Chad.
All aboard? Yeah. You ready to roll? Yeah. Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit?
Good evening, Vauxhall. A warm welcome to all of you here at home. As you all know, I live on the other side of the road, which is Christchurch, West Central. But this is one community, Vauxhall, nonetheless. And I intend to speak to you for the time given to me on a number of issues that affect us all and a number of things that we have to correct whenever the Prime Minister decides that the election is going to be called within the next few weeks. Because we have a choice and a clear decision to make to ensure that the wrongs that have taken place over the last 10 years are corrected once and for all. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of things that are affecting not only us here in Christchurch East Central, but I also plan to speak on why I am honored to speak on behalf of the candidate for Christchurch East Central, Mr. Ryan Strong, a man of whom we are all and should be well pleased. He has a commitment to young people. He has a commitment to the elderly. He's a brilliantly minded young man, trained and skilled in economics, finance, and who has a vision not only for young people and Christchurch East Central, but a vision for Barbados on a whole. And over the last 15 years, 15 years, this constituency would have, for 3 terms, voted for a man by the name of Ronald Jones. And he would have come to office with a lot of promises. We can deal with that too. He would have said a number of things, of reasons why people should have voted for him and why people should have voted for the Democratic Labour Party. And he has had 5 years as an MP alone, and then 10 years as an MP and a minister. So let us reason, Vauxhall. Let us say, okay, he had the first 5 years between 2003 and 2008 as an MP only, and he was in opposition. So you can say, well, okay, he was in opposition, so he may not have been able to do X or Y for you. But good Lord, man, he had 2 whole terms to do things for Vauxhall. And if you can name one thing for me, my neighbors in Vauxhall, that Ronald Jones has done for the community of Vauxhall, I will get down on this platform and go home and drink some tea. He has not done a thing. But he believes that he can get Quincy Jones to drive up and down here and give hampers and think that he can buy your vote. Well, Quincy and Ronald Jones, I say to you, left Vauxhall, because the people don't want that from you. You can't buy people vote with hampers. People in Vauxhall got class, man. And then when he bring the hampers, he said, well, all right, we don't want to put some more things in there, but we can't get a little more, so this is all we got. Take it. That is insulting. We have to let Ronald Jones and his crew understand who we are in Vauxhall. I've taken off my Labour Party hat and speaking as a Vauxhall man now, you know. Vauxhall is a community that has produced people with class. How many of you have heard of a woman called Shirley Chisholm? I can speak it. You see that church right there? Thank you. That church, as we know, is the old Vauxhall Methodist Church. Shirley Chisholm went to school there. You can ask yourself, but who's Shirley Chisholm, Chad? Shirley Chisholm was the first female and also a black person to run for president of the United States of America. And she went to school right here, so in Vauxhall. Her mother brought her here when she was a little baby. She was born in the United States. She came here. She went to school at Vauxhall School. And at the age of 8, she returned to the United States. And if you go on CNN now or YouTube, and you type in Shirley Chisholm, Barbados, you will see her video come up. And she talks all the time about her education and upbringing in Vauxhall. So when Barack Obama was running for president of the United States, she set the trend for him. When Hillary Clinton was running for president of the United States, she set the trend for her, this little Vauxhall. But yeah, you got to come up, like Ronald Jones coming out here thinking that he can sell people. We say no, those days are done. Your vote is valuable. Do not let no one buy your vote. Your vote is worth more than a hamper. It is worth more than a $500 bill, and then for the next 5 years you're sucking salt. Those days are done. We have a number of young people in this constituency, and Vauxhall on the whole. So whether you're talking Christchurch East Central over here, or Christchurch West Central over there are a number of young people in this constituency that have talent. Footballers, musicians, rappers, businessmen. And all they say, Chad, cheese on bread, I just want opportunity. I want an opportunity to give my chance to do something. I don't want a handout from government or nothing so. But if somebody could come and hold our hand and show us the way to do things, we could turn this community around even more. Where was Ronald Jones over the last 15 years when these young people needed these opportunities?
They're hiding.
You said he was hiding, and I believe you.
Still hiding.
When you want to see Ronald Jones, you have to turn on your TV. And when you turn on your TV, he always insulting. Can you imagine talking down to people? You have a situation where the Minister of Education of our country, who is the MP for this area, Sarah Ronald Jones, has said that our children has demons. Can you imagine? Scriptures tell you there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So no wonder why our young people are in secondary schools chopping up each other and stabbing up each other, because he's giving it life. But even more importantly, some of the things that affect areas like Vauxhall is that our residents are affected when, for example, they go into the supermarket. When last have anyone here in Vauxhall gotten a salary increase? Tell me. When last did you get your tax returns? Tell me. But yet, every single time Chris Sinclair go into Parliament, tax is increased. Tax is increased. Tax is increased. Don't mind them. This is our last election, and what? You will not be deceived this election. Can you imagine in Christchurch East last time? I'll tell you this for a fact. It was a situation where 3 days before the election, you had persons in Christchurch East up in Parshland and Silver Sands getting job letters, and people voting on that basis, believing that they had a government job. And 2 weeks after the election, after the Dems get back into office, there were no jobs, and people got laid off. It is a wicked and dirty thing that the Dems have done to the people of this country. And anytime you see right now the Dems come and giving you job letters or job appointments, don't buy into the trick. It is what they do every single election to try to trick Barbados. And this time we will not be fooled. You have a situation where the MP says, I ain't going in the shop and lying with nobody. What is wrong with going in the shop and talking to people? Some of the most enlightening and empowering conversations you can have are held in the shops and blocks across this country. Don't ever believe that ideas have to be born and harnessed in a university only, you know, or in a polytechnic. The ordinary man has ideas of what he or she wants to see for himself as well. But yet you can have an MP saying, I ain't getting in the shops. You know why? He believes that we in Vauxhall are beggars. But I can tell you, Ronald Jones, this is the community that I am from. And how dare you try to insult my people? And until you can come out here and apologize, and don't send Quincy to apologize on your behalf, come and do it yourself and say, I am sorry, my people of Vauxhall. And until he can come and offer all of us an apology, say to him, you will never get another X out of us. But it goes worse. This party has paraded itself as a Christian party. The Democratic Labour Party has paraded itself as a party of God. And it is the biggest lie on earth. How can you parade yourself as a Christian party and a Christian Prime Minister when you have in a Public Accounts Committee report ministers of the Democratic Labour Party carry away millions of dollars, but yet you can't get back the tax return? You have to ask Ronald Jones which one of his colleagues, ask him if he comes around. This is a very serious thing, Vauxhall. Ask Ronald Jones which of his fellow MPs was caught in Miami with 200 million US dollars in a briefcase that the United States federal government stopped and was on the verge of arresting, and they had to fly up and stop and try to bring him back. Ask him which minister it was. You have to also ask him the question, how is it that a minister of the crown can offer or suggest, rather, concessions to a company called Cost You Less. And at the same time, a minister owns 49% interest in the same Cost You Less. I can break it down again. Tell me, Vauxhall, is it right that the government can offer Cost You Less concessions and a minister of the same government owns 49% of Cost You Less? Equally, the same minister, from what I am told, can be seen giving up flat screen TVs. 50-inch. I know here they got say I call a 64-inch. I never heard about one of them. But people down there tell me, child, you wasting time. You behind times. They got 64-inch TVs. I get. I ain't planning to vote for you, but take it. I say, oh. That is the kind of thing that this government is paraded in. But yet they want to brand themselves as the Christian party. I say no. Can you imagine that? And to show insult, they gave those TVs to 12 and 13-year-olds. People who can't, young people who can't even vote for them. But what they're trying to do is to get into the minds of the parents. But we have to say our vote is worth more than a flat screen TV. It is worth more than a $500 bill on election day. And for 5 years, we will move forward with Ryan Strong because you had 15 years to show what you're worth. You ain't do nothing, and your time is up. You have to go.
Exactly.
Very simple message. So whether they bring hampers, whether they bring drinks, whether they bring flat screen TVs, if they put a new brand car in front of your house, even though it ain't got an engine, because they're very tricky, you can say to them, carry along, we voted for Strong, move, move. Not now, maybe another 20 years we will check for you, but right now. Because this election we have to bring back Barbados, man. Do you remember when the Labour Party was in office, you had a little money in your pocket? If you drive up to, one time when you go to Popular up the road, take off a little Popular up there, you could stretch your dollar. Your $100 bill used to buy at least a good set of goods. Not now. You know why? Chris Sickler and this cabinet, which is including Ronald Jones, carry up the thing with tax after tax after tax after tax. And you cannot buy enough of $100 to ensure that your family is fed. But yet, you have a minister who owns 3 yachts. You have another minister that owns a Jaguar, a Bentley, and a Mercedes-Benz. You have a prime minister who lives in the lower court and doesn't have to pay a bill, but you have to face the courts every month, and sometimes you don't pay courts and pay Massey instead because they can't stretch the dollar. Things are so tough, but yet they can drink caviar, eat caviar, and live lavish, and you're here sucking salts. Those days must end. And this election, we are going to mobilize every single body to make sure that Ryan Strong becomes the next MP for Christchurch East Central, because he understands people, he understands economics, and he understands people have hope, and we have to craft a future to make sure that our young people have a better, not just tomorrow, but a better today. You don't live in it tomorrow, you live in it every day at your time. And the time has come for us to change. And our team is ably led by Mia Motley. Let me tell you something, man. People ask me, Chad, but where you used to be? And I tell them simple. Not only because my grandfather was Burton Hines, and the MP of St. Peter and all that, that's true. But you know what? And this is what I tell people, and I tell it to Ramberg all the time. When I was 19 years old, some of you may or may not remember, I was parish ambassador for Christchurch. Yes, Maureen was in the committee.
Yes.
Yes, Maureen, you were in the committee when Mrs. Smith was the chairperson.
Yes.
And the Labour Party came to me and said, young man, you seem to have a lot of potential. This little poor boy here from Vauxhall. And they looked at me and said, we don't care where you come from, how much money you have or your family have or don't have, we will give you the chance to show what you have and represent your country. After youth ambassador, for parish ambassador, they made me youth ambassador of Barbados to CARICOM, and then they went to the UN and Commonwealth, and things started to roll from there. You know why? The Labour Party saw a humble poor boy from Vauxhall and gave me the chance. And that is why I love this party. Whereas in the Dems now, they want to know who's your mother, where she does work, how much money she does make. What does that have to do with anything? How can I ever support a party that wants to judge me based on my background, my class? It is wrong. And the biggest sin of all, the sinner in chief, if I may call him, if I believe is the Prime Minister. A man who comes from Marshfield and St. Philip, a man who likes to say he grew up poor, but yet he has done everything through the law to destroy poor people in this country since David Thompson closed his eyes. He went to Parliament and used the power given to him by you, the people, to destroy their lives. Taxes. Even now when you have a bicycle, can you imagine, did they go to Parliament to craft laws to reduce tax, to reduce the cost of living, so that when you go popular you can stretch your money? They went to Parliament to use the power given unto them to prosecute people for riding a bicycle without a helmet. That is when you have lost your way. You're not listening to the cries of people. But what they have done is that they've allowed Parliament to run out. And now we are in a 90-day period that we have never done before. And Frondell Stewart is saying, well, you know what, this is how history is being created. But let us send a message to him. This will be the first Prime Minister that when he sees the results, it will be a situation where we will follow our neighbors in Grenada. At least this is my hope. Where you don't get to see over here. Because for 10 years you have destroyed people's lives. And we have a leader, Mia Motley, who, like when the Egyptians were in prison under Pharaoh, rose at the time to the occasion. So back then, you had Pharaoh, and now we have Frondell. Back then, we had Moses, and now we have Mia. And we are going to walk towards the Red Sea. And right now, you might not be able to see a clear future of deliverance, but given the chance, I am sure that Mia will up her rod just like Moses did, and the sea will start to part. And God will come down on the people of Barbados, led by Mia Motley. And the Dems will be running behind us just like they did in the Bible with Pharaoh, trying to cut our necks. But we will walk through that water, and the water will part. And as it parts and it surrounds us, the water will close in on Frondell and his team, and there will be no more. Because they have turned their backs on the people of Barbados, and they must be punished now and forevermore. We must never make that mistake again. Ronald Jones, wherever you are, whether you're up in Sandilands now drinking brandy, whether you're somewhere on the West Coast in a yacht, or whether you're somewhere up by the drive-in, hiding in a car trying to record my voice at this spot meeting, you must understand that the people are done with you. Vauxhall, make sure you do not sell your vote. And I don't just mean in terms of money or material things. Don't let a lot of sweet talk from Ronald Jones and Frondell Stewart fool you. They are not the party they portray themselves to be. If Errol Barrett could get up out of the grave, or the sea rather, because he was scattered in the sea, he would distance himself and disassociate himself from them and say, you know what, all of y'all are squatters in George Street. Leave now and forevermore, because y'all are doing things in my name that I would have never done. Can you imagine the last election, 3 weeks before the date of election, Frondell Stewart got on TV and said that they will never cut UE fees? And 6 weeks after they won and got back in, they cut tuition fees and said it was never the intention of them or Barrett to have university remaining free. That is what you call a Bigfoot lie. And they must be punished for it. All of those ministers became ministers on the basis that they had a university degrees that they got from UE. But our children in Vauxhall and Wharton, they are saying y'all ain't entitled to that. Well, we will be entitled to it after we have changed the government and we reinstitute that anybody living in this country who wants to go to university and enjoy the benefits of tertiary education, that you will have it. We all understand the importance of education to our people. Cost of living will be addressed. As we all know, the basic thing, good Lord, when the economy is tough, you don't increase taxes, you reduce them, so that money starts to generate in the economy. You can be able to build on something on your house and sell some food on Friday night. You can open a barber shop. You understand? Money starts to flow. These are the things that will happen once a Labour Party is returned to office. So I am asking you to give Ryan Strachan and Mia Motley a chance. We are asking for your support. And this is not just about sport. I mean, all of you know where I live. If you have more questions, come down through 2nd Avenue by Ms. Rook and look for me and we can talk and reason. Because this election is more than just BNP. This is about saving a nation. We are 2.5 weeks of running out of foreign reserves. What that basically means is that in another 2 weeks, if the foreign reserves go, we cannot import anything. Most of what we eat and consume comes from abroad. That is a whole nother level of chaos we don't even want to imagine in this country. So Vauxhall, my community, the community that has shaped me and molded me and brought me up, I say to you one thing. When you go to the poll, very soon, whenever that day is, you get up, you put on a cup of tea, and you put on your shirt or your dress and your pants, and you go to the polling station. And you look, and you see, as Marina said, very early. And as Linton said, make sure you do it by 10 o'clock. And you go, and you look, and you make sure you put it next to Ryan Strachan. And you place your X squarely in that box. Don't touch the line, nothing. And we will watch on television or by the counting house that night when the returning officer says, I now duly declare Ryan Strachan the next parliamentary representative for Christchurch East Central, and we will ensure that that happens with your help. I ask you to do this not in my name or in Strachan's name, but in the name of all of our children who are unborn in this country, who will have to inherit whatever we do now, and based on the decisions that we have. Vauxhall, I love you. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless this great community. I thank you.
All aboard? Yeah. You ready to roll? Yeah. Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit?
Thank you so much, Chad.
Really talk just a little bit?
Homegrown brilliance.
No, it's the time.
Only from Vauxhall, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Chad, for that very stirring, very informative, very honest from the heart contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's about when we're talking about Ryan Strachan. An honest man, a musician. We all know that he's an economist, and a very good one as that. I want to tell you all something as I bring and I introduce Ryan. Miss Motley, Mia Motley, the head of the party, political leader for the Barbados Labour Party, when we opened the constituency office, she made the point that the good people of Christchurch East Central hold the keys to whether or not Barbados will have an economic recovery, and if things will get better, or if they will continue as they are at the moment. Now I want to repeat that. I want you guys to understand that all of you here in Vauxhall, all of you in Christchurch East Central, essentially got keys to Barbados's future prosperity in your hand. That's a very awesome responsibility that has been placed on you, my brothers and sisters, but the hard fact is that that is what it is. You can determine whether or not a brilliant economist like Ryan will be the next parliamentary representative for Christchurch East Central, and will take his place along with the other members of the Barbados Labour Party economic team to turn around and to make better the circumstances that we currently have, where many of you know, dollars stretch from one end to the next. We don't know if we're going to have a job. The economy is not performing, and things are really, really hard generally around the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall like to introduce you to again Mr. Ryan Strachan, a very humble, very honest gentleman. I want you to also understand that for many years, Ryan has been speaking about what has been going wrong with our economy. Since 2012, Ryan has been talking about it. They call it the doom and gloom. But I am here tonight to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that every single thing that Ryan Strong said would happen to our economy, from the downgrade to the downgrade, every single thing happened. That tells you the brilliance of the man. He has the ability to analyze and to forecast. He was spot on. He said it would happen. They say it will not happen. He said if we don't stop printing money, we can run ourselves to a point where our reserves going to be under pressure. But yet, everybody said, oh, Ryan Strong, who's he? Even the same Ronald Jones was saying, well, you don't know who he is, don't pay any attention to him. And that he did in 2013. But we are here today in 2018, ladies and gentlemen, and I invite Ryan Strong to the stage, the man who actually said that where we are today, we would be 5 years ago. He said it. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce you to my good friend, Ryan Strong. And I ask you, when election is called, make sure you go out there. Remember, people in Vauxhall, you have the keys to our future economic prosperity. You gotta get up early in the morning. Make sure you vote for Ryan Strong. He is the man. Strong for we. Hope and opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you none other than Ryan Strong.
Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Hold on. Now is the time. Now is the time. Anybody?
Good night.
Everybody ready?
Vauxhall. Good night, Christchurch, East Central. Let me start by thanking the people of Vauxhall for certainly welcoming me into this community, as every other community across Christchurch East Central has done since I became the candidate for the Barbados Labour Party. We are on a journey, and tonight I just want to share with you in a much more public way some of the thoughts that I have shared with you privately, but also to assure you that no matter how dire the situation may appear economically, that the Barbados Labour Party, of which I am proud to be a part, is prepared, ready to rescue this country. We are ready to rescue this country. Over the last 10 years, the people of this constituency, and certainly the people in Vauxhall, have felt the brunt of the most brutal economic policy ever implemented in any part of the world. But you're still here, and part of that is because Vauxhall is special indeed, because Vauxhall was the second free village in Barbados. And that's important because the legacy with respect to endurance is still rooted in the people in Vauxhall. So your strength to wait out the Democratic Labour Party is well rooted in the history of Vauxhall. But however, ladies and gentlemen, endurance is not enough. It is time that the Prime Minister and the Democratic Labour Party call this election, because the people of this country are suffering. The people of this country are suffering. the people need relief. Relief. And we are at a significant point in our history. And it's important to state history because this is the first time, certainly since independence, and certainly since the riots of 1937, that a decade, 10 years has passed, and there has been no substantial improvement in the lives of ordinary Barbadians. None. In almost every area, we have gone backward. But I am here tonight to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, if we have a problem, we must face it, we must fix it. And we will be relying on many of you in this community to help fix the problems in Barbados. Because ideas, ladies and gentlemen, ideas are not unique to individuals. A good idea is simply a good idea. And the reason that the Barbados Labour Party will turn this economy around is simply because we would allow the ideas of the people to come to fruition, to bring relief to the people, and to make sure that you, the people of Vauxhall, and the other communities across Barbados, share in that which Barbados has to offer. The last 10 years have seen all of the major economic benefits going to just a few people. But I want to reiterate that the Barbados Labour Party has always sought to include as many people in the economic fortunes of this country, and this time around Vauxhall it will be no different, except we have to do it now with a difference. We have to now focus very, 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 very heavily on ensuring that opportunities are brought to as many young people across this country as possible. Because once young people can get some work, every household, certainly in Vauxhall, will feel the difference immediately. It means that grandmothers will worry less because either the grandson or granddaughter can now support themselves. It means parents would worry less because it means they can manage the expectations of the grandparent and the children more comfortably. People can actually start saving again, putting aside a little berry, because the true growth in any economy comes when young people bring that freshness to the place. They bring innovation, they bring excitement, they demand new services, and all of that helps to move money around the economy. And that is what we will do for the young people of this constituency, and that is what we will do for the young people across this country. We have to do it differently. And I want the people of Vauxhall to consider that as we move forward as a country, that you too must participate in that which seems out of reach right now. Things seem hopeless. But as I said, as the second free village in Barbados, Vauxhall is ripe to take advantage of such opportunities. So I would love to see in Vauxhall, certainly, more usage of things like Airbnb to show the international community and people from there what village life means. Because Vauxhall has something to offer the world. But unless we expose it, give it life, then the people of Vauxhall will not see the true benefits of what this new economy could look like. We will still do some traditional things, but we must also ensure that anything that is new and positive, that the people of Barbados and the people of Vauxhall can share it. The Barbados Labour Party is committed to ensuring that young people and small businesses alike will have the support that they need in a struggling economy. Because right now, people have no money. People have ideas. They want some opportunities. And so therefore, the Barbados Labour Party is intending to lay out a program which is simply entitled We Believe in You. Because never before has any government truly invested in young people directly. So whereas people are at school and they leave school, they don't have any direct support to start businesses. Because the matter of how young people and people in general engage in this economy now is important. We must transform this place through ensuring that people now start to own part of the action in which they participate. Ownership is important, ladies and gentlemen. Not just getting up and going to work from 9 to 5, that's fine too. But more and more people must also start to own businesses in this country. And so to support that, we're going to be offering a suite of microloans to small businesses, which we hope will start to usher in a new wave of ownership for the ordinary Barbadian in this country. It's important because once we can do that, it means that the family unit will become much stronger. The businesses within the communities should become much stronger. And I know that at some point in the future, the people will make some determination about who is to govern. But our job right now is to make each and every household in this community and across this country as strong and as resilient as possible. So that in the event, which I'm knocking on some wood here, does not happen again, that if there's a bad government ever elected in this country again, that you and your families will be so strong financially, emotionally, that no matter the policies that they implement, you will have the strength to withstand the effects. That is what we must do now for the people of Vauxhall. That is what we must do for the people of Christchurch East Central. And that is what we must do for the people of Barbados. And I'm here tonight to say to you that I am comfortable with the work that we have done, certainly in the constituency, the work that the Barbados Labour Party has done across this country. Because we have been canvassing and everybody's been seeing that. But in addition to the canvassing, ladies and gentlemen, we have been preparing to rescue this country. Under the leadership of Mia Amor Motley, the next Prime Minister of Barbados. I can assure you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that I ain't leaving any stones unturned. And I know that Mia is not going to allow me to leave any unturned. And I see in her
She ain't leaving any unturned either. That is the kind of leadership, ladies and gentlemen, that is required to move this country forward. It is the kind of leadership that would inspire young people for a generation. Because right now, there simply is no leadership in this country that anybody can go any part of the world and say, we's Barbados. We could have said so 10 years ago. Close your eyes and say to anybody, any part of the world, we's Barbados. Not tonight. Not tonight. We are at a serious point in this country. And we have been fed nothing but deceit, nothing but lies, and nothing but propaganda. And it is unfortunate because once that's been happening, the people of Vauxhall suffering. Suffering. The people of Christchurch, East Central, suffering. The people of Barbados, suffering. Whilst these fellas determined that they're going to make me suffer because they're frightened to call the election. They're frightened. They passed their due date, ladies and gentlemen. They've passed their due date. The people of Barbados deserves a better government. The people of Barbados deserves better representation across the board. And I'm here to say to you tonight that having listened to the concerns of the people in Vauxhall, the people in Wharton, the people in Lodge Road, the people in Kingsland, in Edie Village where we just came from, the people in Regency Park, Sheraton Park, Elizabeth Park, Church Hill, Durance, Thornbury Hill, Plum Grove, Newton, Water Street, Mount Rose. Every part of this constituency, people are suffering. From the heights to the terraces to the villages, people are suffering. Enough is enough. The Barbados Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen, will very soon be ramping up our activities as this campaign unfolds. You have been hearing from me almost on a daily basis, because that is the kind of representation that is required in a crisis. You need to be in touch with the people. And you cannot have a situation where people are suffering and the people who are supposed to represent your interests are absent. That demonstrates they do not care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your friends. And certainly, they don't care about this country. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. Your grandchildren deserve better. We all deserve better. And so when you go to the polls whenever the election is called, because they've got to call it, June 4th is the absolute last day. Absolute. It is not too far away. Not too far away. When you go to the polls on election day, you have a choice to make in this country. a clear choice. And don't let anybody fool you at all. There is a massive difference between the Barbados Labour Party and any other party that might be on the ticket at the next election. Because a vote for anybody but the candidate for the Barbados Labour Party is a vote for the Democratic Labour Party. And after 10 long, hard, treacherous years for the people of this country, we deserve to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you gotta be careful. Very different from the way they see something going on in your community and not have them involved. You have to take care of your people. You have to represent the interests of your people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that I, Ryan Strong, am prepared to roll up my sleeves and do the work that is required to put the lives of the Barbadians within Vauxhall, this constituency, and certainly across this country, back on a path where people can live and feel proud to be Barbadian, or to be proud to live in Barbados. Because it is important that we set an example for our young people and they understand that Barbados is worth fighting for. And that no amount of poor leadership would ever allow us to not believe that we are Barbados. And so Vauxhall, it starts with you making a firm decision on election day, whenever the bell is rung, that you will support the policies of the Barbados Labour Party. You would allow me the opportunity to implement the policies of the Barbados Labour Party on your behalf, and that you will vote for Ryan Strong, myself, on election day, return the Barbados Labour Party to office, elect Mia Amor-Motley as your Prime Minister, and let us start to rescue and rebuild this country, because Barbados deserves better. Vauxhall, you deserve better. And I want to thank you for allowing us to come here tonight and share the message, because you, ladies and gentlemen, are the future of this country. Thank you and good night.
All aboard? Yeah. You ready to roll? Yeah. Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk?
Thank you so much, Ryan. Again, thank you so much, Vauxhall. Thanks for welcoming us. Thanks for your hospitality. We will return. We will be back. As Ryan said, once the election is called, the campaign is going to heat up. You're going to see us. You're going to hear us. We look forward to being here again in Vauxhall. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful night, and we see you soon.
Hold it. BLP got the place crowded. All aboard? Yeah. You ready to roll? Yeah.